Yo, what's up, Frankie Diamonds? Like as always, subscribe. So this is the review for The Beach on Netflix. Came out June 19th, starring Anthony Anderson, Emiyasi Coronelli. I think that's her name. She's gorgeous. If she had a easier pronounced name, she would be a bigger star. She's beautiful. Dave East is also starring in this, and it's a pretty damn good movie. It's about a kid in Chicago, in the Roseland neighborhood of South Side, who suffers from PTSD because his sister was killed execution style right in front of him. And the boy basically stays locked up in the house for about 18 months. He does not come out the house. And his friends are like calling him a bitch and he's a pussy, and he just basically does not live the normal lifestyle of a 17-year-old kid. And his mother is so afraid of losing another child because she's already lost her husband. She lost, of course, her daughter, which is his sister, and she just shelters him. And he has these panic attacks, and he paints, and he flips. But on the crazy thing is, the kid is a great producer, and he's got all of he's got everything, all the equipment. And he just sits in his room and just makes beats. And meanwhile, he's sending all of his mother takes all of his schoolwork to school, and she working like 2, 3 jobs. She's made everything all about him, and she's pressuring him to just be in the house, and he's all she has. So it's not a healthy relationship, and it's nothing that we don't really talk about in the black community, PTSD. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people, in Chicago and just in general, you grow up in that type of environment, and you've seen some of the shit some of these people have seen. I mean, this kid was 16 when this happened. He turned 17 as the story progresses 18 months later. And so he's making these beats. So the principal at the school, who is Emma, see, I forgot how to pronounce her name that quick. she she's the principal. Anthony Anderson is her. They're going through a divorce. That's his estranged wife. She gets him a job as the high school rent-a-cop. He's a security guard. He's a former manager. He finds producers and finds artists in Chicago, and he was a successful manager back in the day. And she gets him this gig. So they have this thing going on where it's like we have to. The dropout rate is so crazy in the school. They have to find a way to get kids to start going back, or but they're gonna have to start doing budget cuts. So she gives him the responsibility as a security guard to knock on doors, and try to get these kids to go back to school. And these kids are like, fuck you, leave me alone, mind your business, suck a dick. He goes to this kid's house, August, and his mother answers the door, and she's like, oh no, he's not coming, yada yada yada. He overhears music playing in the background, and it catches his ear. So he says, hey, let me go to the bathroom right quick. Can I use your restroom? And he goes and fakes uses the restroom, and he's listening to her son's music. And he walks in on the door, and she freaks the fuck out. Why are you bothering my son? Hi, hi, hi. So that's how he introduces himself in August, and then they develop a relationship where he just keeps coming by every day. He understands the kid is kind of shooken up. This isn't the regular teenage kid. Very sheltered and protected, and just at times, even if you understand PTSD, you're gonna be looking like, damn, this kid is a bitch, like grow some balls. But he gets this kid out of his shell and gives him confidence to be this producer, and teaches him some stuff around the ropes. And August has a crush on this girl. Eventually him and his best friend kind of have a dispute about it, and he even gets August confident enough to record a song that he wrote for this girl. And I'm not gonna go into detail. Like, I don't want to spoil it. Some people might have not seen it. It's only been out for a couple days. But this is what the premise of the story. Now, Dave East's character, he plays like a silent partner, like a street dude. He's smoking blunts basically in 90% of his scenes. I think he still got to work on his acting a little bit, but I think Dave East actually has more potential to be a bigger actor, a bigger star in the movie business than a rapper. I don't think his style of hip hop fits today's climate of hip hop music. I think he'll be a bigger star in the movie business, but he's got to get a little better. Method Man wasn't that good when he first started. I mean, that's an example. And he will be playing meth on the Wu-Tang film, ironically. But he's a silent partner. Anthony Anderson character, you know, they link up and he's trying to get this kid a deal. But the whole thing is he's looking out for himself. He's the washed up manager who used to be the shit, who's now a security guard. And he pulls strings and he's trying to really look out for himself and get his career back and try to win back his estranged wife before, you know, the divorce gets settled. So that's the real premise of the story. And it's good. I mean, I would encourage anybody who produces beats to watch this of any sort, whether it's hip hop, R&B, anything. It's a good story that you don't see too often. But they don't really do too many films on producers, and it has a good story behind it. It's not your typical. Some people gonna say, "Oh, we seen enough Chicago's, you know, shoot 'em up, bang bang stories." This one is good. This isn't Chirac. This isn't The Chi at the same time, but it's not. You know, it's its own thing. I really like this movie. I just didn't like the way it ended. I thought the ending was kind of bleak. It didn't give us enough closure. But like I said, I don't want to give out all the specifics, like I say, because this is not a spoiler channel. I don't want to spoil something like that. Now, if this movie had been out for a while, I mean, who knows? Some people binge watch shit and they got nothing else to do. Movie is about an hour and 50 minutes long, kind of lengthy, but it's not a dull. It's not a dull moment in this movie. I will say that it's fast paced. It's interesting the whole time. Out of 10 for Netflix standards, and this is. I'll tell you, Netflix is stepping their game up, man. They really are. Like, Netflix came a long way for Netflix standard. I think Rotten Tomatoes gave it 6.4 out of 10. Them bougie motherfuckers. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. If it was the 5-star format, I'd give it 3.5 out of 5. I'm gonna give it 7 out of 10. I just thought the ending was kind of bleak. I thought the ending they could have had more closure in the ending, the finish. But yeah, this is a cool movie, man, for Netflix. And Anthony Anderson, once again, like I said, comedians. People forget Anthony Anderson was a comedian. I don't know about his stand-up too much, but he's been a comedian actor for like 20-some years. Comedians are some of the best actors, man. You know what I mean? Eddie Murphy, good actor. Whoopi Goldberg, good actor. You know, Tim Allen, good actor. You know, Anthony Anderson, from his days on Law and Order and all of that, Anthony Anderson did a great job in this movie. And he deserves all the credit he gets, man. And I wish I could remember how to pronounce that girl's name, because she is fucking gorgeous. I just wish she had a more, you know, pronounceable name. But yeah, I'm gonna give The Beach 7 out of 10 stars, man. I would recommend this movie. This is a damn good movie, man. Netflix has stepped their game up. Shout out to Dave East, good for him. Shout out to everybody who was in this film, man. I think it's dope, man. Let me know what y'all think if y'all seen the movie. If not, go check it out. If you don't have Netflix, use somebody else's account. I know half of us do. Like, share, and subscribe as always.